Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gaming Community Establishment Podcast Show. Today, we have another episode for you all, but be sure to follow our Instagram page, GC underscore establishment, and we upload weekly. Enjoy today's episode. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Gaming Community Establishment Podcast Show. Today, we are here yet again for you all with another special guest here on the show. So I'm gonna let himself give him an intro for you guys. So stay tuned and pay attention. So Robert, go ahead and give yourself an intro.
How you doing, guys? My name is Robert. I'm kind of new to the gaming industry and super excited to be here. You know, gaming is a passion that myself and you share, I'm guessing, or I know because that's why we're here, right? Something that we all love, something that we all want to help with the industry at some point and help make it strive to be the best and fullest potential that it could be. And I'm just excited to be here and talk about all this.
All right, cool, man, cool. It's glad to have you here on the podcast show with us today. Yep. We are on season 3 right now. We're about to wrap it up soon. We're getting close towards the end. So let's get right into it. So question number 1 for you is, what's like your gaming history? So for example, what just brought you into gaming and was like, oh, okay, yeah, like, I'm gonna be hooked for the rest of my life. Like, what's your story background about that?
Man, so I'm just going to say I was born in 95. And my gaming history probably started when I was like in 94. I grew up my whole life. I remember as a kid, one of my earliest memories, I would say, is playing on the family computer. My dad would always get my sister and I some gaming, educational games that we would play on there, like the Jumpstart, the Leapfrog. It was Putt Putt, Pajama Sam, stuff like that. The games made for kids. And then I remember playing those, loving those. As a kid, also grew up with an N64. Played that, Mario Sunshine, Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie is one of my favorite games, top 3 of all time still to today. And that game, actually, that's one of my inspirations for me becoming a game developer and working on some projects that I'm working on. But just, I would say, as a kid, ever since I was a kid, I've been playing and been loving it and wanted to do something with it. I remember in 7th grade, I actually did a project on game development. It was a project that I had to do, everyone had to do in the 7th grade in school that I went to for a career that we had like in mind and that we were interested in. And I remember I had some friends that were doing engineers. Some people did basic astronauts, archaeologists, because they loved dinosaurs at the times, just us being kids trying to go for our passions. And I did mine on game development. In 7th grade, I remember I went to the Angels baseball stadium and met up with a group of people called the Legends. And there were a bunch of game developers that had a whole show going on there. Remember, I met up with a bunch of people, met a whole bunch of people. I had some family friends that were game developers at the time too, went with them and went with my mom. It was cool. It was during, let's say 2007. So right when the Wii came out, remember when I went there, it was actually, we were there. And do you know the game The Blob?
The Blob, you know what? That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
But the more I think about it, the more.
Or a Kid in His Blob, something like that. Kid in His Blob, I think it was the actual name. But I remember they announced the game there because this was before like everyone was starting to get on the whole E3 or people were going out for the big releases and stuff. So they announced that there. And I remember while we were there as well, they announced the iPad. So they did that before they started like going for the Apple showcases and stuff too. They were talking about that there and talking about how they're going to be able to make games and play games on that. So that was kind of the start for mobile gaming. So just as a kid, grew up with that, did a project when I was in 7th grade, and then going into college, I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do. And I actually didn't go to school for game development at first. I went to school for psychology. I spent 3.5 years in that field, realized it wasn't for me. Took a quarter off of school because I was like, you know what, I'm still not sure exactly what I want to switch to. Granted, this whole time from as a kid all the way to when I took that quarter off of school, I was still gaming all the time. I didn't take a break. It was still a passion of mine, doing that every day. Then one day I was like, you know what? I'm still interested in this. Why don't I go to school? I see my school has a program for that, so might as well. Went back to school, jumped on that, and a few years later, I was able to get my degree, and here I am.
So, wow. See that the whole turnaround. So your background with the gaming stuff, it came not just from school, but like during your pathway, you found it in school.
Yeah, during
Wow.
middle. And
Wow.
then I lost it for a little and came back to it, so kind of full circle.
That's deep because we've only had a few people who had um like their intro that's kind of similar, but not exactly. But they either went to college like right after, and then did their stuff. But you did it while doing your stuff at the same time because you went back while attending still, you know. And
Yeah.
then wow, okay, so good, man. So first of all, congrats on graduating, for sure.
Thank you.
Because
Appreciate that.
you made it to the next bracket of life, you know. That's good with that. But next question is also, what are your top 5 favorite games right now of all time? Period.
All times. Okay, so that's hard. I'm a huge Nintendo fan, so I am going to be biased and say almost all of these, if not all of them, are going to be Nintendo games. I can't even really put them in order.
Yep.
I know Banjo-Kazooie, like I said, that's one of my favorite franchises of all time. That game inspired me to go on with this industry and work towards this. And like I said, there was a little project that I was working on, and I'm going to actually be working further on with another team of people. We're going to be trying to produce it into a full title that is kind of, I would say, quote unquote, spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie. So we got something like that, kind of like the ukulele path, but different style, but still pulling from the same traditional roots. So Banjo-Kazooie is definitely up there. I would say Luigi's Mansion. That's a game that I could always go back to and beat in a day. I love that game to death. Kirby Air Ride, that's a good one. I don't know if you ever played that.
Oh yeah, and yeah I did
on the GameCube. Times. Like a completely underrated game, but it's so nice. It's beautiful. Another one that's actually not from Nintendo, from a different platform, Halo Reach.
Oh,
Halo Reach, yeah. I'm a big Halo fan as well, and I believe that's, in my opinion, my favorite one, just because the storytelling in that one is just great. And man, I'm not ashamed to say this, I ugly cried during that game. Straight up, just ugly cried. Man, there's some games that they just do it. They just do it. Like it's the music is so good, the storytelling is amazing, like everything coming together. It's art. Video games really is an art, and they mastered it with that one. And my last one, probably going back to Nintendo, and I'll say Mario Sunshine. No, you know what? I'm going to change it. I honestly think I like Mario Odyssey more. Oh, Odyssey is a really good game than Sunshine.
Odyssey, man. Yeah. Okay.
Mario Odyssey, it's beautiful.
Man, that top 5 is different from all the other ones I've heard. So, this is good because it's more diversity of what we have here. And then just get some input from different crowds, different people, because we normally hear about PlayStation or Xbox, but you're more with the Nintendo side of it, which is cool 100%. Too, but they're all fun. But Nintendo, I think, well, yeah, fun story real quick. My first game ever was Mario Kart on N64.
Yeah.
I was like 3 or 4 years old. So, okay, yeah, man. Nintendo for me started it. The whole gaming stuff for me.
God, yeah.
Heck yeah.
No, you said Mario Kart. I instantly thought about being a kid, and I was like, Mario Kart 64. Turning that on, the first thing you hear, welcome to Mario Kart. Yeah. Love that. That's so nostalgic.
I have it upstairs right now, man.
Yeah. You should see my room. I got nothing but like Zelda figurines up here. I got all my amiibos over here.
Oh,
all about Nintendo. I'm a huge fanboy. I'm not ashamed to say it.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. And it's different too, so that's really good. So that's cool, man. So now, like, with that said, though, too, where do you see the future of gaming going, period? And with your answer, you can be as broad or you can be as blunt or whatever, as you want to, because your answer. So
yeah. Okay. The future of gaming. So obviously I would like to see all the 3 companies strive together. Google Stadia came in, and they definitely came in earlier than they should have. But I could see gaming going towards a more cloud-based. Obviously, it's too early and too primitive right now. But with Xbox, I mean, they're even trying to switch over. I don't even have an Xbox anymore. I played it. The 360 had an Xbox One, and I have a gaming PC, so I have no need for an Xbox because I got the Game Pass on my computer.
Yep.
So I could see Xbox trying to jump on everything and then possibly fizzling out as a console maker. Obviously, that won't happen for a long time, but I could see that in the future because of the Game Pass and how they're trying to just get on everything. PlayStation and Nintendo as console manufacturers, I could see them going strong. I mean, we have rumors about a Switch Pro possibly coming out, and who knows? They did announce that they're working on their sequel console after the Switch. So obviously they have more plans for the future, and PlayStation 5 just came out last year in November, so that's going to be going strong for a few years. And obviously when that runs out its time, they're going to have a new one coming out because PlayStation is always successful. Xbox, that's where I really see with them going. As for the software side of it, I could see gaming going in a more indie direction because there's so much money and time put into these big AAA titles that have such a high expectation that just look at Cyberpunk. It blew up out of nowhere. We were thinking, or we heard about it for what was it, around roughly 8 years before they brought it back.
At least, yeah.
So that game and the process of being made for about 8 to 10 years, I'll say. And then one day they announced it at E3 2019, I believe it was, came out last year in 2020, and then within one day became one of the most hated games of all time. That's really bad, and that's scary, and that's a risk that every AAA company and even AA or indies, any company has to go through a risk like that. But indies have such a lower expectation that when you see an indie and it's a great indie, Stardew Valley, Undertale, despite what people think about those like smaller indie titles, they blew up. One person made both of those games, separate people, obviously, but only one person created both of those games. And now they're huge. Undertale has its own franchise. Stardew Valley, one of the most beloved Harvest Moon-esque type games of all time.
Yeah.
So with indie titles, I see more people seeing the passion and the inspiration behind each game, and they're like, you know what? I have a great idea too. I could do this. I have Unity on my computer. I can make games. I could publish a game right now if I wanted to. Anyone's able to do it. With this industry, you don't need a degree. Obviously, if you go and get a degree, you're able to get into it so much quicker. You have the experience, you have the proof, and you're able to show companies if you do want to get hired and you do want to get into the industry, I have a degree. I'm proving to you that I can learn, and I'm proving to you that I have enough experience so I could get into it now. But anyone could pick it up at any moment. And with that's mainly where I see it going. Future indie is what I'm going to say.
Yeah. And you know what? I agree with you 100% because just like cable, right? Verizon and so, when they first came out, oh, that was a new thing. No more landlines and blah, blah, blah. But thing is, even with cable now, right? So a console, right? But cable boxes.
Yeah.
Not saying it's like right now, of course, but I'm just saying for the future. Cable won't be here forever. It's going to be all about streaming, the apps. Like, in these past 3 years, we got Amazon. They did some streaming stuff, right? Of course, Netflix, of course, but they've been out.
Yeah.
Hulu, some other people too. They got their own streaming service, right? And people watch them. So with consoles, I think for consoles, we're going to still have them for probably at least 20, 30 more years max. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing, because by then we might move into a new form of gaming, because right now the VR type of thing that's going, in my opinion, that's more of a test to see how far the games can really go. Yesterday, I saw on YouTube a new version of VR. Like, the graphics are like in real time. The motions of how you use the sticks and then like the whole goggle thing, headset. like it's real time. There's no lag, no nothing, and it's fully functional. I saw that on YouTube. I was like, "What the heck? Really?
You're
This
gonna
is
have to
good."
send that to me because I need to see that.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, "Whoa!" Like this is not now. This is VR. That's really VR, and
Yeah.
of course, the more higher that we go with with the whole technology and the new forms of gaming, the more risk there are. Of course. For example, not sure if you've seen some TV shows that go into like the different gaming worlds with their conscious, right?
Yeah.
Uh, for us, that might not be into 100 to 200 years. As far as we know, it could be sooner, it could be later. But when it comes to that, that has to be tested on so many different levels. All the laws and the guidelines got to be really strict on how to actually do that, and make stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when that day comes like that, the whole conscious transfer, oh man, it's gonna be mind blowing. No pun
Let me
intended.
just say,
But
sorry to cut you off because I'm just excited and
I'm
passionate
done.
about it.
Yeah, I'm
But
good.
that may be sooner than you expect because I've seen something that came out from Steam. You know Steam, right? Valve, people Half-Life. Yeah, okay. So
Yep.
apparently, by the way, with VR, don't get me started on that because I've got a Valve Index in the other room and I love that. So I'll jump into it. Give me that. Hey, give me that full set, whatever it's from Sword Art Online, the full
Yeah.
jive or something. Give me that. I would love that. But with VR, I've seen something where Valve came out saying that apparently, and don't take my word for it. It's something that we're all going to have to look up. But apparently, they were working on technology where it senses your brain and it senses if you're getting motion sickness because a lot of people do get motion sickness, especially if you're new with VR because they're not used to it. Because you could be in a world moving around in that world, but your body's staying still. So the equilibrium and all that with your mind and everything that can make you feel sick.
Yep.
I saw something or I heard something where it said that Valve is working on technology and sensors that's able to trick your mind and change like the way that they're receiving stuff so it gets rid of and cancels out motion sickness from VR. So if that's already in early stages or if they say from what I heard if it is legit and works, then we're a lot sooner than we expect to get to that type of technology. But again, don't take my word for it. Don't blame me if that's wrong or anyone listens to that and they're like, oh, this guy don't know what he's talking about. Something I heard, something I read about. It was a few months back, but yeah.
Man, see, because for me, okay, here's my take on it, right? Because it's kind of get more involved with the PS4 to PS5, and then like the Xbox One to Xbox Series.
Yeah.
When you had the PS1, you know how the graphics were, obviously. We got from the PS2 to the PS2 from the PS1, you saw a big difference. Like, oh, okay, this is a huge difference.
Yeah, yeah.
PS2 to PS3, you saw a huge difference, right? And then PS4 came out. You saw some difference. Okay, cool, yeah. But it's kind of like when you dig more into the same pot, the more closer you get to the bottom. Meaning, like, for me right now, the PS4 and PS5, right, and like the two recent, like the Xboxes, there is some difference there, but it's not like a mind blowing thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it looks nice, looks good, but it's not like, oh my god, oh, So I think like that may be true what you just said right now for the new form of game because what else can you do with consoles right now? That's mind blowing. Like, what's the big difference, right? So for me, what I'm gonna do is maybe by the end of summer, I'm gonna buy me like an 8K TV. I saw on Amazon for like 3,200. So it's a pretty good deal for that type of thing. But then well, hold on a second. Okay, I'm getting excited myself now too. So say if next sentence or whatever. PS5. So on the box itself, it says supports the 8K quality, right?
Okay.
Not a lot of people have 8K TVs yet. The most they have is 4K TV. So okay. So I did some research on the type of TVs that do the HK upscaling from the 4K to HK to 8K.
Yeah.
The current version right now, PS5, is not really that strong yet to have that full what you call it, experience. But they have stuff in the works right now by the end of this year or by the end of next year that can fully support that capability with no problem for the 8K TVs. So, not sure if you have PS5 right now. Do you?
No.
Okay,
I've
because
never owned a PlayStation of any type in my whole life.
okay, well, hey, fair enough. Because for me right now, no PS5. Do I want one? Not right now. Because just like iPhones, right? A newer version will come out sooner than later.
Exactly. Yeah.
The reason why that the PS5s are not in stock as we wanted it to for some people is because a chip in the PS5 is not your average gaming chip. It's in competition with other types of companies, like for vehicles, for other businesses. So if you have a chip that powerful to put into a gaming system, the competition of availability is high because other people wanting that same chip that you put in your systems. So for people out there who are wondering, oh, my PS5, I want a PS5. Well, guess what? That's the reason why there is not that many out there, and of course for COVID, of course, yeah, we know that already, but the chip is the main thing. But also just wait. If you don't have a PS5 yet, definitely don't stress about it still. Definitely wait because your worth will be worth it. Wait to be worth it. So don't worry about that. And I think you just said it a little while ago, but the Wii, no, you can say Wii. What's that handheld thing again? Dang it, I forgot the name of it right now.
Switch?
The Switch.
Yeah.
The Switch Pro, right?
Oh, don't get me started, bro.
That's coming out. That Switch Pro will support 4K, guys. A handheld device supporting 4K.
Supposedly. Well, they're saying that it's going to be native 720 to 1080 and then upscaled to 4K. So, I mean, if you guys are interested in getting a Switch and you want to get something that's going to last a lot longer than the standard one, definitely wait a little bit longer because when that comes out, it's going to be a powerhouse. And that's something I was going to say about too. When you're talking about from the PS3 to the PS4, you're like, okay, it's still a jump in graphics, but not as big as the other two generations. A lot of people now, they're like, oh yeah, PS4 Pro to the PS5, not that big. We want graphics. It's like, yeah, okay, obviously you can only push graphics to be as realistic as you can. Like there's going to be a limit at some point. I don't care about graphics. I love Nintendo. They don't worry about graphics. They worry about gameplay. Gameplay should always come first, in my opinion. But besides that, if you do want good looking games, sorry to completely jump from that topic to this one.
Good.
But if you want good looking games and you want to worry about like the difference in quality, don't worry about the graphics. Worry about the processes. So PS4 Pro to a PS5, okay, they may look similar. PS5 could run so many more things in the world, not just the character and how they look in the world. You could have, they had some tech demos where it showed a girl walking through a canyon. The whole world, millions of tries, millions of angles, vertices, all that rendered at the same time. PS4 would have been struggling because the architecture of the new consoles and the way that they're built and running is so much more advanced now than those ones that came out 10 years ago. And what was it, 2013 when the PS4 and the Xbox One came out?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, when they came out, they weren't even able to do all this because technology advanced so much. Graphics, they look better, obviously. They do look better. But the lighting, the world building, the particles, everything coming together, it's great. Older consoles, you're inside a house, the outside doesn't matter. The only thing being rendered is a house. With these new consoles now, you're in the house and the world is built around you. People don't look at it like that. They're always like, oh, I want to see the sweat on my character while they're running. It's like, okay, but don't you want to see the world that they're running into? Don't you want to see a real live world? So it's just a little bit of tangent I went on when we were talking about that.
No, that's true because people, if they want to worry about graphics, which is understandable, but we have to understand also about the frame rates,
Yeah.
the hertz, what's the same thing? Megapixel, same thing. Well, I just missed it. Oh yeah, how powerful the engine is, right? How powerful the system or modem, whatever it is, because if that's device is not powerful enough to keep constant for that frame rate, your graphics won't look that good. So
Yeah, exactly.
So for people out there who want graphics, you have to double check and make sure that you have the right plugs and the strongest system that's available. And if you know something is coming out more better than what you already have, you can have or want, just wait for it. Save up some money for it. Just pitch in probably, with your family members, and then buy it all together. Because stronger, more storage. Storage is important too, big time.
True.
Those will all work great with the SSD. All right. So, and then the DLSS 2.0, that's coming out soon, guys, for for the PS5. It's not out right now, but it's coming up soon. That makes the frame rates more steady when you're moving and in the action. It makes it more steady. Your frame rates won't drop as much, or maybe even at all. So patience is key when it comes to PS5, and also for the new Xbox if you guys are out there. So this is my little thing about that too as well. Good point.
I didn't know that the DLSS version 2 wasn't out already. I thought that was, but when that comes out, that is going to be big. That's going to be a game changer for real.
Yeah, I saw a video on YouTube. Well, I saw a few videos really, but there's one video for sure how they zoomed in on a a person's backpack, has some writing on it, some drawings, whatever. When you zoom into a picture, you can see which kinds are blurry or which not as blurry. But with that DLSS 2.0, that thing was barely blurry, if not nothing at all blurry at all. It was still clear, even after zooming in like times 10. I was like, whoa. So it's really capturing those shapes. It's really capturing that environment, the lighting, the real life shadows too as well that can go into it. It's really amazing. Stuff like that, when it all comes to the next gaming system, or well, not the next, but the current version for the updated system, should I say, that's when I'll get the PS5 or the Xbox, or probably both, who knows. but yeah, very important.
That's really cool. It's going to make everything super crisp and make everything nice and clean. Like, you're going to see the world in the background. You're going to see the world. Like, you're going to see the trees. You're going to see the leaves on that. It's going to, exactly. And about, again, going back to what you're saying, sorry that we're just jumping back and forth now.
No, it's good. That's good.
What you said about just wait. If you know something better is coming out, I want to say, don't give in to scalpers. That's a big thing. And that was really bad with this last generation. With the Switch, it was bad. And with the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and S.
Terrible.
Don't. They're going to make more consoles. They're always going to make more consoles until, like we talked about earlier, we see consoles fizzling out. But right now, they're going to make more consoles. Don't you dare buy a $400, $500 console, which is a beast. Don't you dare buy one for $2,000. I know people that bought one for $1,000 and then paid for shipping on top of that, which was like another $50. It's like, why? You could have waited. There's no reason for you guys, like, yeah, it's a pain. Yeah, we want it now. It's not worth double the price though. Like, unless your job warrants it, and if it comes to that point, then your job should help you supply it with it. But unless you have a job that requires that, don't spend double the price. It's ridiculous. With the PS5 especially, like, I want one. I've never had a PlayStation, like I said. I want this to be my first PlayStation. I did not jump on that day one because I knew there was going to be bugs, because every console has bugs. I bought a Switch day one. I went to the midnight release. Mine had a little bit of bugs, but thankfully software patches fixed it. But yeah, it's not worth it.
Facts.
Yeah.
Pun and no pun intended, for real. Because what you just said right now is 100% facts, man. Because when that first thing came out, PS5 to PS5, that cool, but people got to know it's not the best version right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's totally true, man. It's knowing what to get at the right time. That's gonna make you happy because, say for example, let's just say for a scenario base here, the first version PS5, right, or for the first version for the Xbox, comes out tomorrow. Okay, cool. I'm buying tomorrow. Blah blah blah. And then 6 more months later, the newer version comes out. Like, oh, you know what? I have to buy that again. So now you wasted $500 up in the air. If you was at GameStop to sell your old PS5 or your old Xbox, you could probably get like $50 probably max. I'm just guessing because GameStop sell you kind of low.
Yeah, but not $50, 50 in-store credit.
yeah, even that. So yeah, man. Wow. Yeah, exactly. So those points are hit. You know, that's really true. But yeah, man. So we have reached the 30-minute mark. You know, we can keep going, you know, if you want to. But is there anything that you think, how do I say this, that you think the gaming community, you know, as a whole needs? So like all the customers in the world for gaming or just stuff period for gamers, what do we need more in our streets and communities to make us more intact with each other?
The only thing I can really think of is the only thing that brings us together as a community. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Stop dividing each other.
There's
crossplay.
Golden answer.
If consoles are able to work together, why are people still fighting like it's Sega versus Nintendo in the 80s? Like the console wars aren't a thing anymore. If they're not fighting and they're being all buddy-buddy with each other, stop. It's not your fight. It's not their fight. It's no one's fight.
Yep.
We're all here together. We're all part of a community. We love what we do. We love being a part of it. We have fun while doing it. Make friends. Stop with the fighting. Like, obviously, yeah, people are going to get hyped. They're going to be like, oh, I like my console more. My console's able to do this and that. It's like, okay, cool. Enjoy it. I'm enjoying mine, and I hope you enjoy yours. That's really all I got to say about that, because there's too much negativity about everything in the world. We don't need to add more to it when it's our own community. Facts.
And also, it's not that serious.
Exactly.
Like, for example, the baseball, you know, it kind of died down now a little bit, but I think it was like 2 years ago when like an incident happened. For this sports league, the Dodgers versus Angels thing, hopefully that's calming down more now, but now the Raiders are more in Vegas now. I think if I can say it right, the Raiders, they moved to Vegas. I think so.
Too sure. I don't remember.
Yeah. So hopefully when they get settled in Vegas, people don't act crazy. All right. It's just sports.
Yeah.
You're not even playing on a team anyway. It's just sports. Okay.
You're just sitting there watching it. Like, you getting all mad over these people. They're getting paid to throw a ball or hit a ball or something. Like, you're enjoying it. Other people are enjoying it. It doesn't matter what city they're from. It doesn't matter if they move from city to city. Enjoy it.
Think about that.
Exactly. Just because they moved doesn't mean they're still not your team, right?
Yep.
People take that too seriously. I mean, I'm a gamer. I'm not really a sports fan, but I still understand. Like, I worked at a bar for Sports and Grill, I should say. That's what it was called in the title.
Oh, okay.
I worked there for a year and a half. I was there during Super Bowl. I was there during like all the everything, basically. Basketball, baseball, even had golf going on, everything. And people would, when you see it in movies or shows and people like get up and start cheering and getting mad and cussing at other people all because their team did something that teams do teams. Yeah. When people do stuff or see it going on in the game, I should say, and they get all mad at each other and start fights, like that happens. But why? You're not playing. You're not losing. Like, yeah, you can do fantasy football and that's your choice. It's not like you signed up and you're getting paid to do it only if you win, but you're not even playing. Just enjoy it.
Right. You're only watching.
Exactly.
Yeah, literally. Just watching. Yeah, man. So society, man, you know, we have its pros and our cons, but the cons are ridiculous, guys. Over some stuff that we all just don't agree with to the extreme.
Yeah.
But so hopefully for those people who do that, learn or just accept responsibility, because for our time on this earth is short, man. Being in my field of work too, knowing that almost every single day, rather than just saying it to myself, I see it almost every. I almost cussed right there. Excuse me. Almost every day. About how important life is, man. It's so beautiful. Life is really great. Like travel, hang out with positive people, meet people, network with people. You never know what you're gonna do. But okay, so my last question. My last question / the outro for you is, what do you do? As well. Well, no, you said coding, so cool. Okay. Do you have any social media that you want to share with the people who are watching this video?
Not really. I do have Insta. I don't have Twitter. I do have Insta. I actually just got rid of it though because it was too much of a distraction. Like we were saying, the cons are everywhere, especially in that too. So I got rid of that. But I mean, I might install it again if people want to follow me. I'm at Robster95, spelled like lobster, but with an R in the front. So
that sounds good right now. Some butter sauce. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me started. I haven't ate since like 10:30. I'm hungry now.
Oh snap. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I started an internship with a mobile game development company, and they're in Georgia. We live in California. So I've been waking up at 5:30 in the morning and starting work at 6 and going with them until 2:30. So yeah, 10:30 was my lunch today. So
man.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's all online?
All online, yeah. All
remote. Figure that. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, man. Just congrats on that for sure. Wow, you're doing your thing, man. Just keep at it. Stay positive with yourself. Keep that push and motivation, because as time goes on, more opportunities will come, man. Because you being a coder for sure, have more job security for sure. If you if you continue to pursue that career, that you're doing, the opportunity right there for you, man, is right there. So good job on that and keep that going.
Yeah, thank you. No, I'm definitely trying. And if actually real quick before we do end off, because it sounds like we're wrapping up here, do you mind if I actually do one more shout out?
Not at all. Do what you want to do.
Okay, so I'm actually working alongside with a group of my friends, and we actually are making our own studio. So since you were talking about keep doing and pursuing what we want to do, I just if you don't mind, if I want to give them a quick shout out real quick on Instagram, right, if you guys want to give a follow to titaniumvaultstudios. That's the name of the studio that we are making as a group of friends, and we're actually working on a game right now that is going to be a multiplayer open world survival based game with mechs. So it's it's going to be like a survival type game, but instead of running around and trying to collect resources, you're going to go out and try to make your own self, which the player is going to be a mech the whole time. You're going to go around, survive in a mech suit, and try to make yourself the strongest that you can. So just if you guys are interested in that and you guys want to get some updates, we're at very, very early stages, but we still want to get our name out there and still want people to see our passion and excitement for this project. And hopefully you guys get excited with us. So if you guys are excited and interested, Titanium Vault Studios on Instagram. I love a follow, and we'd love to see you guys in the future.
Shoot, man. You know what, man? Hey, when I can, I'll play that. Yeah. See how it is. Get it going for sure. All right, nice, man. So right now, I'm have the show be ended, but meanwhile, just stay on here for like another 2 minutes max, and that's it. So we can go over a couple more things. But for the viewers out there, that is it for the show. And if Robert doesn't have anything else to add, then that is completely it, 100%. We had a good time today for the podcast show. We shared a lot of insights on past, present, and the future of gaming, the stories, and what is yet to come for those out there who are more in tune from behind the scenes of gaming. So don't forget to share this video, share, like, and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for the next episode. Guys, have a good day out there.
All right, see you guys.